Yay! Did I get it right today? I don't know. Maybe I did. All right, everybody. I'm Raven, and this is the Movie Mirrors Copy Chat. Hold on. Today is Tim Burton's big old birthday. Yep. I think he'll be, what, 68? Yeah. What did that say? Okay. Tim Burton, born August 25th, 1958, in Burbank, California. Wow. So he was born right in the heart of Hollywood. Right in the heart of Southern California movie making. Woohoo! But if you know anything about Tim, then you know he was kind of a weird artist. Tim Burton was fascinated by horror movies and monsters. He was into animation and drawing, and he really liked those outsider characters. Let me see if I can fix my camera. It's not for you, it's for me. Oh. Well, over the last 3 days, I can tell you that everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. I've learned so much. And now, I've really got to figure out a better setup. And I think I know what it is, but it's going to be hard. Oh, no. Can't afford too much new equipment, but I'll try to do that too. So, back to the show. Tim Burton. All right. Love Tim. I guess he studied at the California Institute of Arts. By the way, I'm looking at IMDb. I'm looking at the IMDb because that's where I get my stuff from. Yeah, where he developed his skills as an animator, California Institute of Arts. So, hello. Today we're celebrating Tim Burton. So, Tim eventually worked as a Disney animator, and I don't think they liked his art very much. I'm going to say they probably didn't. I mean, Tim Burton isn't necessarily like the most Disney-esque of artists when you think about him. Oh, where's the next page? Next page. Yeah, Disney's all about sweetness and love. Hello, Luca. You've been acknowledged. So, how did a kid like Tim Burton, who was born in Burbank, California, and who loved monsters, end up working for Disney? Such a weird combo. And then, of course, Disney, I don't think they use any of his animation, but they create kind of a weird filmmaker. They helped him get weird. So, now we're just going to go through, like, obviously he loves the types of stop motion, and I think we called it claymation when I was a kid. You know, the types of Gothic architecture and crooked, distorted environments. Oh, now I see what's happening. There's a lot of people who've talked about Tim Burton when they talk about movies like The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which was like a German movie, I believe in the 1920s, silent film. But when you watch that movie, you see a lot of canted angles, a lot of strange theatrical production design. And when you watch Tim Burton, he likes to do that in a lot of his movies. Well, I hate to say it, Luca, but I don't see your directorial movie and gets a hit. First Tim Burton movie that is his big director movie. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I love Paul Reubens. I didn't know that the screenplay was Paul Reubens and Phil Hartman. I just thought that was sweet. Love Pee-wee. Love Paul Reubens. But that's Tim Burton's first big directorial debut. And it's the first time that he'll work with Danny Elfman as a composer. In fact, Danny has been interviewed and said this was the first time he ever composed for a film. I believe there is a song in another film that Danny wrote and with his band, Oingo Boingo, of whom Paul Reubens, Mr. Pee Wee Herman, was a gigantic fan. Well, I guess so was John Hughes, because the song Weird Science is Danny Elfman and his band Oingo Boingo. So, this movie launches the career of Tim Burton and Danny Elfman, and it's a box office smash. Everybody lets their kids go see this. So this movie does really well at the box office. I believe it's 1985. Trying to check right now. Yes, 1985. Yes, and he is. That's the thing. I think Tim Burton is interested in the socially awkward. People who don't fit in. People like Pee-wee, who aren't considered normal. In this one. People like Lydia in Beetlejuice. She doesn't fit in either. And so his entire career is just filled with these socially awkward characters. And do we love him? Oh yeah, we love Tim. We love Tim Burton. Now, Pee-wee, this is just weird because Paul Reubens obviously had a very childlike view of the world. And a lot of the storytelling in this movie is very visual. And it kind of takes the road trip movie to another level. Pee-wee's road trip is a really weird road trip. But very cool, very cool. Then he takes the house buying experience, buying a house, haunted or not, and takes that to the next level. So, huge amounts of visual storytelling. Like I said, a lot of stop motion animation. And I do think that Tim Burton had a visual identity very early on. I think it runs throughout most of his movies. You can find scenes in Pee Wee Herman that will remind you of Beetlejuice or remind you of Edward Scissorhands. He does those types of things. So now he also goes with what the movie demands. So not everything has stop motion or claymation. So Beetlejuice, well, death, the afterlife, extremely eccentric production designs. Obviously, the great Catherine O'Hara. Amazing. What does she say? If you do not let me gut this house and make it my own, I will go insane and I will take you with me. R.I.P. Catherine. We love you. Yeah. And then, of course, the rise of Winona Ryder. Because this movie helped make her a big star. She was already in movies. Winona Ryder had already been in movies by the time she was in Beetlejuice. So it wasn't like Beetlejuice was the only movie she had been in. And when she goes and she makes Edward Scissorhands, which I also own this one. She's a bigger star than Johnny Depp. A John Waters movie? Nobody goes to see John Waters. He's weird. Way weirder than Tim Burton. So they make this movie, 1990. Tim Burton makes this movie. And Winona Ryder holds up Johnny Depp, as you can see there, with her arms around him. He needed to be held up. So, great movie. Tim's just moving through his career. The year before that, yeah, I have it somewhere at Batman and Batman Returns, I think it's called. And I have those two as well. I just couldn't dig them out. So, but he's done Batman, working with Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton happens to be the best Batman. But then again, it's like the 80s first Batman. So. But again, Edward Scissorhands, a societal freak, you could say. Not normal. He's physically incapable of fitting into society. This time it's not just social, it's physical. And I do think Tim Burton loves the idea of an outsider. Who's on the outside? Oh, you know what? Before we go on to the next movie, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks everybody for subscribing. What do we got here? Oh, you know what? I don't care. I gotta go get my book. Hold on. Since I got started late today anyway, because of all my technical difficulties, I had to go get my book. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to work all this out. Wah! Okay. Where are my announcements? Okay. Cool. All right. Now we're going to I'll just go back. Hold on. I'll just go back. All right. So. All right. So, Edward. The same society that accepts him in the beginning is the one that banishes him in the end. Why? Because strange people are often thought of as interesting. You know, like menagerie. People to stare at. People to poke at. I want to figure out how it works. I want to take it apart. Human beings like to do that. But in the end, whatever Edward is doesn't make people comfortable. He doesn't make people happy. And the beauty of Edward being a kind person, the beauty of him being a kind person, and the monstrosity of his physical nature, because he has scissors for hands, become deliberately confused. And I think Tim loves doing this, using that social outcast in a strange way. And we can ask, who is the monster in Edward Scissorhands? Because it ain't Edward. No. It's intolerance. Now, this is one of the few that I have that is in a DVD case. I do love this movie. If you watch the Movies That Made Us, I believe there is an episode on this particular film. It talks about the making of it. It talks about what Tim was working on at the same time. It talks about how long this movie took to make. Because, granted, it was released in 1993, but I think it took a number of years to create. So, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you do now. It's the Nightmare Before Christmas. Halloween, Halloween. Who doesn't love The Nightmare Before Christmas? I think this is probably one of Tim Burton's actual masterpieces. Like, he does a lot of great movies, and most people have seen at least one. You've probably seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which I also haven't couldn't find. Maybe seen Batman, maybe seen Edward Scissorhands or Beetlejuice, or maybe you've watched the Wednesday show. But this is like real art. They don't make stuff like this anymore. In fact, they had a hard time making this when they made it. It took years. Pretty sure it went over budget. Movies that made us such an interesting episode. Yeah. Love Tim Burton. Love The Nightmare Before Christmas. Today's movie watch party on Scener at 1:30 Mountain Time will be Mars Attacks, which is one of the few movies of his I don't own. I own a lot of his movies. So, Beastmaster Watch Party every Friday at 4 p.m. Tomorrow's watch party happens to be The Odd Couple. Hello, Cecile. Hopefully I said that right. And then on Saturday, we're having a movie mirrors mini marathon. We're going to do 2 blocks. We'll do 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Just going to watch some Animaniacs and some Beyond Belief, fact or fiction. Oh, thank you. Remastered? That's what I want to call you. Hi, Remastered. How you doing? Thank you. So we do movie watch parties every day on Scener. And you have to have a computer pretty much. I guess if you have an Apple phone, you can get in on your phone. But Scener, it's the links in the YouTube. And we watch stuff every day. Watch a movie every day. And on Saturdays, we're going to start binge watching TV. So, one more time. Today's watch party. Oh, sorry. I had the wrong page. Wow, that was a bum. All right. So today's watch party is Mars Attacks, Tim Burton. Weekly Beastmaster Party, Fridays at 4 p.m. Tomorrow's watch party is actually going to be Defending Your Life. And then we still have the Saturday Movie Mirrors Mini Marathon. Animaniacs and Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. Yeah. And I'm the only one talking. I think you all underestimate the power of Gen X. Dude, latchkey kid. I don't care. So, stop motion animation and Jack Skellington and both Halloween and Christmas smashed together. Don't you love this movie? I think this is probably my favorite. I love them all. And then again, we get the score of Danny Elfman. Now, all of the movies up to this point are the score of Danny Elfman. Okay? Then I believe he makes this next one, and it's not Danny. Oh, and here's a question for you. What movie that's not a Tim Burton movie do you love the score by Danny Elfman? Mine is, what's that one with Nicolas Cage? And he goes back and it's got Téa Leoni. Oh my goodness, I forgot the name of it. Oh no, it's like The Married Man, but it's not. Oh, right, The Family Man. The Family Man. That's what it is. I think it's called The Family Man. And it's got Nick Cage. And that movie is Danny Elfman scoring. And I love that little movie. So this one, if I'm not mistaken, is Howard Shore. And that's Ed Wood. Now, this has quite a cast. This is Sarah Jessica Parker. This is Bill Murray. This is Martin Landau. This is Jeffrey Jones. This is quite a cast of characters. Do I have a favorite Disney movie? Sure, the one that radicalized me. Robin Hood. Every town has its ups and downs. Sometimes ups outnumber the downs. And not in Nottingham. Why do you think it's sad? Does that matter? Is it yours? Why make a deal out of it? Well, if you understood why I was even doing it in the first place, you wouldn't care that there was nobody in here. I don't do it for other people. There's one particular person who comes in, and I actually do it just for them. So if other people want to be in the room, they can be here. We are a soft spot to land on the internet. We are a movie club. We watch movies every day, and all we do is talk about film. With all of the craziness in the world, and y'all choosing the wrong auntie out there. Yeah, your auntie is wrong. Everybody choosing the wrong auntie. You don't want it. You all choosing Auntie Entity instead of Auntie Mame. That's your problem, not mine. I didn't choose Auntie Entity. I don't want no damn Thunderdome. That's somebody else. Not an airport, bud. Don't have to announce your departure. It's all good. So much of what we call Tim Burton's style actually comes from the way he approaches storytelling versus all those artists that actually translate his ideas. So, what's the next one that I have? Aha! I have Sleepy Hollow. This is 1999. This is at the height of the millennia. Bro, do you need a timeout? It's okay if you do. Don't announce your departure and then, stick around to be a butt. Sleepy Hollow, 1999. You know, that year everybody was scared that everything was going to go wrong. That was a good idea. This, best idea I have in long time. This monster has great ideas. That was a good one. So, Sleepy Hollow, again, 1999, which is a fun year. I had fun in 1999. I was 21 years old. Yeah, what a fun year. Everybody thought the world was going to end at the end of the year, and all it was a bunch of computer glitches that were going to happen. And all it would have done was shut down money. It wouldn't actually shut down the world. Computers were still going to work. In fact, most of the computers got fixed before the end of 1999. And 1999 brings us Tim Burton in Sleepy Hollow. So we're changing out for a younger model. I hate to say that, but instead of Winona Ryder, who actually did work with Christina Ricci before Johnny Depp did in a movie called Mermaids, we're changing out for the younger model here. Yeah, they were broken up at the time. Yeah, Christina Ricci is a little young for Johnny Depp. Sorry, but might as well just say it out loud. Really, really young women. Old men. We got Christopher Walken, Johnny Depp, Christina Ricci, and Burton making this traditional horror story feel like an actual illustrated nightmare. I mean, the teeth, the costumes, the period setting. I believe it has, oh, what's her name in it? Yeah, she's like the evil stepmother. It's great. Let me see if I can. Yeah, Miranda Richardson. Michael Gambon is in it. Oh, wow, this must be the best movie Casper Van Dien ever made. Unless, of course, you like that Starship Troopers crap. Music here, we're back to Danny Elfman. So we've got one in between that's not him, and then this one is him. Hello, Olivia. How are you doing today? Hope you are doing well. Now, a lot of what comes in between these, I don't own. I don't own that stuff. I have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory somewhere, but that's not my favorite. I like Willy Wonka. I'm a Gene Wilder girl. So, I think a lot of these movies say something about Tim, makes him special. We've got all these outsider characters. We'll go through them again. We've got Pee-wee. We've got Lydia and Beetlejuice. We've got Edward and Edward Scissorhands. We've got Ed Wood. All outsider characters at this point. We've got Ichabod Crane. Nobody believes in him either. Always the outsider. You know, even Willy Wonka. Even though he owned the whole shebang and was really rich. So. But. Oh, I'm good, Olivia. Thanks for asking. Let me make some other announcements. Thanks, everybody, for dropping by. Thanks for subscribing or giving us a thumbs up. We're having the weekly Beastmaster party on Scener, Fridays, 4 p.m. Today's watch party is Mars Attacks, 1:30 p.m. Mountain. Tomorrow's watch party is Defending Your Life, 1:30 p.m. Mountain. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 5:30 p.m. Mountain. And then on Saturday, we're doing a Movie Mirrors mini marathon. We're going to do 2 blocks of television, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. We're going to watch Animaniacs. And then in the second block, we're going to watch Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. Because I watch TV and movies every day, so I figure I might as well share them with everybody. If you want to tune in, have a soft spot to land, place to talk about movies, we are always here. I am Raven. I am the movie monster. That's my buddy back there, Ragnar. He'll be here tomorrow. And that's Nancy on the poster. Say hi to Nancy. Hi, Nancy. I just love her. She crushes things. And then Ragnar always gets up there and makes her scritch his head. And it's funny, because she gives him little scritches on the head. But, yep, here every day. Now, the other ones that we have, trying to get through this long list, because when it comes to Tim Burton, who is 68 years old today, happy birthday, Tim Burton. I'm sure everybody has a favorite Tim Burton movie that they love. I actually have that one too, and I didn't bring it in. So, Big Fish, 2003. Yeah, Ewan McGregor. But really sad. Hard for me to deal with this one because it is about, like, making somebody's death grand. It is about, like, memory. Stories we tell about our own lives. So we'll just move to the next one because I don't want to talk about sadness. You can go watch the news for that if you want to talk about sadness. Ha ha! Sadness. All right. So the next one we have is Sweeney Todd. This is 2007. They go to their house and they're like, hey, I have this DVD collection and I don't want it. You have no clue how many DVDs I've just inherited from people who didn't want them. I always take them. I always rescue them. Somebody might want to watch that movie at some point. It is a good movie, but it's kind of hard to watch. And it's a little bloody. It's a little bloody. Johnny Depp gets a little bloody. Although this next one, which is super funny, I do like watching. And it has blood in it. And that is Dark Shadows. Johnny Depp. Again. Tim Burton. All right, who else is in this? Who do we got? Chloe Grace Moretz, is that her name? Yeah, that's her. And Eva Green. Oh, again with the Helena Bonham Carter. And Michelle Pfeiffer. I think all hamsters look cute, like Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah. Dark Shadows. I love when he wakes up. When he wakes up, when they dig up the thing and he's all thirsty, and we see this like weird animated gratuitous violence that makes it funny with the soundtrack. We're supposed to laugh at the violence, which I always find strange, but at the same time, I love it. It's so funny. Go listen to the Koopa woman. When Alice Cooper, just because his name is Alice. Go listen to the Koopa woman. I do love Tim Burton. But like I said, my favorite, Nightmare Before Christmas. Probably my second favorite. Let's see if I could put them in order. I don't know. I kind of like the original Beetlejuice. This is a really great movie. This is the type of outsider that we love. And I'm not talking about Beetlejuice. I'm talking about Lydia. If you think Beetlejuice is the outsider in this movie, you're wrong. It's her. It's not him. He's a turd. He's the turd of the movie. She's the awkward one. Like Pee-wee. Yeah. Always socially awkward characters. Wonderful characters. I think even Batman qualifies. Because he's kind of a strange superhero, Batman. He doesn't really have any superpowers. Isn't that the joke that Ben Affleck tells? Doesn't the Flash ask him, what is your superpower? And he says, I'm rich. So yeah, I think even Batman qualifies as one of these socially awkward characters. Yeah, we own a lot of his movies. I've always enjoyed his movies. So today we're gonna watch as a movie watch party the only one of Tim Burton's movies that I really don't own, and that will be Mars Attacks. Mars Attacks. It's free on Tubi. You can join the Scener watch party. Yeah, but Ant-Man isn't as socially awkward as Batman. Batman is a isolated rich dude who lives in a dark place, works out of a cave. Ant-Man's kind of in the light. Even though he doesn't have real superpowers, right? He's got a suit. But he's not like Batman. Batman's dark on the inside. The entire artwork for the entire comic book is pretty dark. I think he qualifies. Like Jack Skellington. He kind of lives in a dark world. Like this. My favorite Tim Burton movie. So happy birthday, Tim. I hope you have a great 68th birthday, buddy. Yesterday's stream about Steve Guttenberg sucked. Whoops, my ring fell off. I have to fix that. Fixed my hair. Go stick my finger in a light socket, and my hair will be fixed. Yeah, so let's go through it one last time. Happy birthday, Tim. We wouldn't have Pee-wee. We wouldn't have Beetlejuice. We wouldn't have Michael Keaton as our original Batman in '89. We wouldn't have Edward Scissorhands. At least we wouldn't have any of these in the incarnations that we see. Wouldn't have Ed Wood. Certainly wouldn't have made this one. Everybody, Halloween's coming. It's soon! Yay! I'm not a child. Probably wouldn't have a remake of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Certainly wouldn't have this weird thing. This is a weird movie. And then, of course, who takes a 1970s TV show about vampires and makes it into a movie, and it's actually decent? My dad really liked this movie. He liked watching this movie. Kudos to you, Daddy. My daddy's not here anymore. But the best, the one that I love the best, is The Nightmare Before Christmas. You know what? I think I'm just going to watch this later. After the movie watch party today. People have weird suggestions. Today's watch party will be Mars Attacks. Tomorrow's watch party will be Defending Your Life. Ragnar and I will be on about 3 p.m. tomorrow to do Defending Your Life. And then we're going to go watch it in a watch party. And Saturday, if you're interested in watching TV, Movie Mirrors Mini Marathon, Animaniacs, and Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction. All the details will be in some kind of link. You can always click on the link in the YouTube description that says scener.com, and you'll see all the movie watch parties that have been scheduled. Oh, well, thanks. They're all gone. Mom, Dad, grandparents, aunts, uncles, siblings. Just me now. Just me and Ragnar. And he'll be here tomorrow. He's back there by the rock and roll fingers. So we are so happy to be celebrating Tim Burton. I don't know if you're all a fan of Wednesday. I have watched all of them. I don't know if they're making a last one, but should be pretty good. Seems like it fits really well with Tim Burton. Hello, Frosty. Seems like Wednesday was a good project for him. Yes, hello, Frosty. So, I think anything Addams Family definitely could have the Tim Burton stamp of approval. I know there are a lot of people who don't like certain things about Wednesday, but I like Jenna Ortega. I think she's good. I do like Luis Guzman as Gomez. I think he's funny. I don't care if people think he doesn't look right because he doesn't look like Raul Julia, but that role was never meant to be just played by one person who does not want to love a little bit of TV. And happy 68th birthday to Tim Burton. Gonna go watch my favorite later, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Always talking about death, misunderstood people. Love his sets and his movies. They always feel like, I don't know, staged productions, almost like theater sets. Sometimes they feel like illustrations or drawings or paintings. Definitely always feel like dark fairy tales. And we're going to close it up by talking about today's movie. We're going to watch this movie in a movie watch party. 1:30 Mountain Time. Mars Attacks. 1996. So, it's not an actual direct remake. I know you know that, Nancy. What's the point of the poster? I don't know. What's the point of your question? It's a poster. It's awesome. So, Mars Attacks, not a direct remake of a 1950s science fiction movie, but was actually inspired, I guess, by a Topps trading card series called Mars Attacks. The cards were intentionally outrageous, pulp science fiction imagery featuring invading Martians, destruction, all kinds of bizarre technology. And I guess Tim Burton said, what if we made an enormous Hollywood movie out of this? And I guess in 1962, I don't know, I wasn't born. You had all kinds of monster cards and horror comics. I didn't know that. I thought they were just superhero comics. So I did know they were science fiction magazines. That I knew about. But I guess there were horror magazines too. That's always cool. But there was a lot of Cold War paranoia too, and sensational entertainment, like Pulp Fiction type stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to go watch Mars Attacks. And anybody who wants to join me, the link is in the description of YouTube. And everybody just have yourself a nice day. Here come the Irish guy. Well, hello. I'm thinking of leaving. Talking about Tim Burton. Gonna go celebrate. Gonna go watch Nightmare Before Christmas after I watch Mars Attacks. Gonna watch Mars Attacks. So, one more announcement. Watch party today on Scener is Mars Attacks. Weekly Beastmaster watch party on Fridays at 4 p.m. until they take the movie down. Tomorrow's watch party will be Defending Your Life. And on Saturday, we're doing the Movie Mirrors Mini Marathon, 2 blocks of television, Animaniacs, and Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. All times are in Mountain Time. I'm kind of tired. Didn't sleep good last night. These last 4 days have not been the easiest to get in here and do this. Ugh. All right. I'll see y'all later. Have a good day. If you like us, support us, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Actually, you don't actually have to do that. Don't matter anyway. I'll be here tomorrow. Okay. Bye.